One, two, three. Okay. One, two, three. Okay, sound is good. We are on the green with the live stream. I think it's everything good. And so, hello everyone. Welcome to the live stream, or to the video if you're watching this later. I hope you're having a nice weekend. Today it's Saturday, and we were supposed to fly to Rio de Janeiro. But unfortunately, that place lags so much over the runway. I don't know what's the problem with the scenery, but there is definitely something wrong with that airport, because as soon as I get close to the runway, my frame rate drops like a ton, and once I lift off, everything is totally fine. But basically, I am unable to to make a nice landing. So, yeah, here we are doing something different instead of what we planned initially, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be interesting. Golden Age, hey guys, won't fly today, still installing Microsoft 2020. Okay, good luck. Tazi, Vlad, come on, show me the money. Actually, now that you say that, that's quite funny, because there is something like in the Portuguese radio where they call you, of course, if you like make a subscription for something, and they can call you, and you need to scream or to say whatever. You need to like tell to them to for them to show you the money, and you can like win, I don't know how much, maybe like 10,000 euros or something. So you definitely win that, I see. LPCP Plane Spotting, hello, welcome. Apanhaste os firebosses? Oh, já vieram? Oh, que interessante. So it looks like the firefighting people have come here, and by the way, aren't we clipping the wing? This is a weird terminal. We're almost clipping the wing there. Look at that. That's some precision parking. That's a weird scenery. I'll probably go park on some of these gates. Haven't noticed that when I was starting the stream. Anyway, so yeah, that was fun. Syncrash Light 97, hello! Welcome as well. So, instead of going to Rio de Janeiro, we're going to be flying in Europe. We're going to fly the A319 anyways, because I really missed this airplane. I love the A319, as you guys probably know already at this point. I think it's a beautiful little airplane that can do so much, which is awesome. And I actually like this livery of Croatia Airlines. And we are right now in the capital of Croatia, Zagreb. We will be flying to Split. It is a quite popular touristic destination, which has a somewhat interesting airport, because there is a visual RNAV approach. Now, if you probably saw, I made recently a video about how to land in Madeira based on real procedures. We are going to be using some of the stuff that I teach you guys on that video, so it's definitely going to help you out. So if you want to be proficient with your visual approaches and RNAV stuff, I mean, not exactly RNAV, but visual approaches, definitely check out that video. Kind of bothers me, that thing with the wing. Anyway, so yeah, the flight's going to be very, very short. I think it's like 35 to 40 minutes. So we're going to have to prepare everything right here before departure, so like the entire approach. And then during the small cruise section that we're going to have, I'll talk a little bit more in detail about exactly what we are going to be doing on the approach. The winds are favoring us because they could be for the outer runway, which doesn't have a circling approach like it was yesterday, but today the winds are actually going to be for that circling, so that's wonderful. Okay, and that's basically it. I am on VATSIM. I think I've already connected. Let me just confirm that I have indeed connected to VATSIM. Yes, I did. And we have Zagreb ground. And what else? What else do we have here? Let me see. And not much more. So we will have ground ATIS, and that's wonderful. Okay, let's get into the airplane, start powering it up, and then I will go I will go and do the rest of the preparation. So it's going to be 2 interesting flights, starting from Zagreb and then going back here. Oh, come on, dude. The door is locked. Anyways, I'm going to use my magic power and just get in. But it's unlocked here, which is the funny part. There we go. Maybe I should have just clicked on it. Anyways, check a couple of things. The parking brake is on. Indications are off. Flaps are retracted. Spoilers disarmed. The weather radar is off. Engines are off. Thrust is on idle. The gear is down, which is good. And on the overhead, we got the wipers closed. Switched off, I mean. So that's great as well. LPSP plane spotting. Vai mais cedo, vamos ter taxiway nova, vai ser Delta, enviar as fotos que fiz este ano ao hotel. Oh, muito bem. Envia-me sim. Ekaterina, hello. Thanks for coming. Alright, so wipers are both off, batteries are above 25.5, so let's go battery 1, battery 2. I'm gonna connect the ground power because I disabled it just because it is so loud on the outside. External power on, emergency lights armed, no smoking, auto, nav and logo on position 1, and I will let the airplane do its startup sequence. I just want to switch off the internal lights here because we don't really need them now. It's daytime, we are flying real weather, real time. It's looking really good outside of the window. As you can see, it's basically clear skies, so we might be able to enjoy some of that Croatian scenery on the outside. It looks quite beautiful. Okay, in the meanwhile, I need to open a couple more charts here, so give me just a moment. I've opened the star, I've opened the initial approach, now I need the taxi and the airport one for the arrival already, because it's gonna be very quick. That's done, and I think that's basically it. Yep, looks like so. Okay, good. So I've got everything. That's wonderful. Let me show you what I got here. First things first, let's pre-file the flight plan. Let's be responsible and not do everything and then contact the ATC and he's gonna tell me I don't have your flight plan. Like usually happens. Our call sign today is Croatia 380. Flight level 250 sounds good to me. Route time 42 minutes. That's our route. And now, just before I hit accept, I just want to make sure that this is actually more or less what I can expect, which it is. Good. So I can follow the flight plan. Flight plan is filed. This is good. And let's see, a couple of notes first. So our zero fuel 54.5, I'm going to set that a little bit later. Takeoff weight 59.4, so we are below the max, and we are as well below the max landing weight, so no overweight situation here. Fuel is going to be 5.1, sounds good to me, and alternate, I think alternate is basically to return to Zagreb. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is, so literally the return flight. That's approximately 2 hours and 1 minute, so sounds good to me. And I just want to confirm here, so this is like 2.5. So if we reach 2.5 tons, we're gonna have to essentially divert. Or, because this is the Airbus, actually gives me the exact fuel value, I'm gonna set to 450. That's gonna be our diversion fuel. 2,450. All that looks good. Just check here very quickly any significant weather. We don't have any, which is wonderful. Let's see if we do have any SIGMET. No SIGMETs. That's a thunderstorm, I guess. Just check the infrared satellite. Sky is clear, beautiful, and I'll just leave this with the weather forecast for the airport. Everything is green. VFR, absolutely fantastic weather conditions. Very nice. I've got the charts open as well. So we are on gate Echo 3, which, let me zoom in here, is right here. And We'll be departing runway 04, so we're gonna have to go all the way down here through Alpha to Alpha holding point. No, actually, probably I'll take just Bravo, don't need that. Runway is long enough, 3,200 meters, so that's wonderful. And then we're gonna pick this departure here, which is the Knives 1 Whiskey. Beautiful. Okay, now that I have all of this, I still got that plugin. That's the to-load hub plugin. Basically, it loads up your airplane. I just need to open it like that. Okay, now, get from the scene brief. 5.1, that's correct. 141 passengers. We're gonna board via the air stair. Let's do a fast boarding in 9 minutes, and I'm gonna start because we have 7 tons of fuel. Not fun. Let me just defuel the airplane, and I can start the refueling, and I can start the boarding.
Boarding started.
So boarding is started. I'll leave this window open, and I want to see, do we get the fuel truck, or Toliss doesn't have the fuel truck? I think Toliss doesn't have the fuel truck. Anyways, let's now focus on the rest of the airplane. So crew supply is on, ground control is on, CPR is tested, set the IRS to nav, first on bat indication, let's wait for the IRS 2, and IRS 3. This is called to-load hub, but it was deleted from the forums because apparently Toliss changed some of the data refs, and basically it will not work for the newer Toliss versions. That works. I'm going to do the captain flow as well already. Alright, lights roll off. This is all fine. And I'll remove this. No lights on the back panel. Check the circuit breakers because they can be popped.
Complete.
Well, that was quick because the refueling is complete. Spot sign is going to come on. And I'll put the fuel pumps on. Now, down here. I'll leave this there. Oops, that's all set. Auto, leave this off. This is gonna go to transponding 2000. Frequency will be there in a moment. For now, I'll just set 1228 as active. And let's check the recall here. All works good. Just checking that we do have oil on the engines as well. This looks good. This looks good. Let's do a quick battery check. So disconnect the batteries, 1 and 2. Batteries are off. Now turn them back on and verify it's Jesus, below 60 amps and decreasing within 10 seconds, so that's good. Continue with that. We've got hydraulic pressure, that's good. Fuel is nice and balanced. AP is off. Temperature, oh, it's quite hot here. Can I actually open the window? Maybe I'll open the window from the first officer side so I get the tablet on my side. Let's see if I open the window and the temperature actually drops. We'll see. It's 28 degrees in the cockpit, that's a bit steamy. Alright, I've got the cabin main door open, the rest of it it's armed. That's all good, that's all good. And also accumulator pressure is on the green. So if it's not on the green, you can charge it by using the yellow electrical pump, which is right here. You just press it and it will be charged. Synchro start 97. Yeah, it's sad. He removed the tool, but I had downloaded it before, and that's why I still have it. Fly with Tobias, hello, welcome to live stream. Okay, now Lima Delta Zulu Alpha, Lima Delta Sierra Papa, split. Our alternate is Lima Delta Zulu Alpha. Our flight number is Charlie Tango November 380. Cost index according to SimBrief is 47. Flight level 250 for the cruising altitude with the temperature is -30. And the tropo is at 40,500. Doesn't really bother us today, but anyway, I'll align the IRS. Block fuel is already in. Let's do 5.1. It's nice and balanced. And now let's go flight plan departure 04. Actually, before that, you know what? I'm gonna check the ATIS. Let's actually check the ATIS by the old way. So set by setting the frequency. It's 124.575. Actually, I will set this on the second radio 124.575. And I will use this one to set the ground frequency, which is 121.850. 850 set. By the way, Tobias, I used your video to learn the Tupolev 134. Oh, good. I hope it helped you and you are enjoying that airplane. It is a little bit complicated, but can be fun sometimes. I have to go now, so enjoy the flight. Have a good day. Thank you so much, and thanks for standing by here, for coming to say hello. Have a great rest of the day, man. Great weekend. All right, I'll leave this there, and let's now.
Runway in use 04, ILS Zulu approach. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Foxtrot. Toliss Airport 8 is information. Foxtrot 1530 Zulu. When variable at 3. CAV OK. Temperature 28. 2.13. QNH101 trend. No significant changes. Transition level 0. Runway in use 04. Expect ILS Zulu approach. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Foxtrot.
Let's try again.
Toliss Airport 8 is information. Foxtrot 1530 Zulu. When variable at 3. CAV OK. Temperature 28. 2.13. QNH10 trend. No significant changes.
That looks like a bug recording.
Runway in use
so, rip. I'll just read through the text. There's no... I mean, I can't understand the QNH is 1019er. Transition level 110. A variable 30. Runway in use 04. Sounds good to me. So that was just to confirm that actually the runway is correct. Now, departing via Knives 1 Whiskey. Down here, no transition. From Knives, we jump to Nufso. Come on, Toliss. Feels like pressing on the Nupso. Ah. Nupso. Oclax, which has flight level 190 on it, so we'll see what's that about. I'm gonna insert this, and then we have an airway, Lima 862. Set that in, and SPL, split. Insert. Now, just want to confirm something here. You know what? These 2 points here that I added this one. Is this a departure? This is an arrival. No, this is an arrival. Okay, so from Nupso we have two options for the arrival. I don't need to go all the way to Split. I can do it differently. So I'll just do arrival. We're gonna go RNAV 23 visual, and now I'm gonna select, what is it called? Nupso 3 Yankee. Here, no transition, insert, and that's gonna be it. Would you have a hold there, which I will delete? Let's delete it now. Wait, did it delete both points? Yeah. There we go. Wonderful. now let's just check this. Constraint mode on, flight plan mode on, 40 miles. Departure looks correct, and approach looks correct. Beautiful. Arc mode 20, constraint mode on. Let's also set the QNH 1019. 1019. 1019, and altimeters are all reading the same. Beautiful. Okay,
passenger completed.
Passengers are boarded, so that's wonderful. Let's just see how is the temperature inside. It's pretty hot, so I'll start the APU. Flight plan, red nav, progress page, and now I'm just gonna wait until we receive the message. We should receive a message here with all the weights. But for now, what I'll do is right now prog. I'll do 04, so in case something goes wrong. Performance. Now we need the init B page. I'm still waiting for the message. Should be arriving. Start the AP. There we go. So final weight, zero fuel weight 54.9, and the CG is 28.9. Beautiful. That's set. GPS primary. Now I did something that I forgot, which is to delete the discontinuity here, just so we have an accurate fuel calculations in case we need to return. Performance, I'll do uplink takeoff data, request data, and while it does that, I'll go secondary flight plan, copy the active, now come to the destination. Actually, no, before that, I will come to knives, new destination, Lima Delta Zulu Alpha. And now I'll do arrival, ILS 04 Zulu, no star, via standby, via Exxon. So why am I doing this? Because I am flying with failures. I'm pretty sure I am. Oh, no, I'm not. Why not? God damn it, man. Sick of my Toliss Toliss settings not saving. Okay, receive takeoff data. Let's see, flaps 1 with flex. I'm gonna insert this 37, 37, 39 plus F. Transition is correct, and I'm gonna do 800 to 3000. So aerodrome is 353. That means 1150 to 3350. Set. Engine out is 1000 above. That's correct. So sounds good to me. Leave the flight plan page here, performance page here. This looks all good to me. Let's switch on the APU bleed. I almost feel the heat inside of the airplane. And put the temperature to a lower one. And now would be a good idea to probably close the window as well, because otherwise we are venting. Come on, dude. Good. Alright, temperature's dropping, that's wonderful. Synchronized notice, when it's warm, make the drinks more expensive. That brings revenue for the airline. I think Ryanair would have a chat with you, would like a chat with you. Okay. Put this to maximum cold. So it will really cool down the cabin. Cockpit is at 22 already, so I can leave that back to normal, even 21. Very nice. Alright, let's give a call to ground. It's still here, so... And let me just confirm that's still Foxtrot. Yes, it is. And it's gonna be knives, 1 whiskey. And we are at Whiskey 3. Zagreb ground, very good evening. Croatia 380 on stand Whiskey 3 with information Foxtrot would like to request IFR clearance.
Croatia 380 Zagreb ground, dobar dan. Information Foxtrot current, clear to destination, by flight en route Nives Depart 1000.
Nives 1 Whiskey, departure squawk 1000, and then it's filed Croatia 380. Okay, now I'm going to set 10,000 as the initial altitude that is set. Let's do a quick departure briefing so that we are on the same page and plan for all the stuff, okay? You ready, guys? Let's go. We're flying the Airbus A319 flight Croatia 380 from Zagreb to Split. Beautiful flight. I'm going to assume the no temps are all fine. The weather is fantastic. We checked that. We're not going to use any anti-ice. And I will use terrain radar for the departure, probably even on both sides, because it's really great weather. We are in position Whiskey 3 on the main terminal. We're going to be pushing back, probably facing south, and then taxi by Mac Charlie Hotel to Foxtrot, all the way down to holding point Bravo. I will request the Bravo, and then we're going to use full length. The runway drive, wind is variable 3 knots. We're going to depart with flex 67 flaps 1 plus F, and our departure is Knives 3 Whiskey. Basically, oops, wrong button. Basically, at 760 feet, we do a right-hand turn to the waypoint Zulu Alpha 803 above 3,000 feet, and continue a right-hand turn. Fly by waypoint Zulu Alpha 804 at the maximum speed of 230 knots.
November Victor Delta 1604.
Then continue to Zulu Alpha 805, max 250 above 9,000. Zulu Alpha 806, and then to Knives above flight level 105. No radio navs required, as this is an RNAV departure. And in case we have any abnormalities on the departure, we reject for any malfunction below 100 knots. And from 100 knots to V1 only if that will affect the safety of the flight. In case of reject takeoff, I will call reject, put the thrust to idle, apply max reverse, let the auto brake work, maintain the airplane on centerline, stop, set the parking brake, call cabin crew stations, attention, advise the ATC, and then we're going to assess the situation. If the failure happens after V1, I'm going to continue straight ahead. We will be climbing to the MSA, turning via the right to 3,000 feet, which is above the 2,800s right here on the sector. And according to our needs, we probably be vectoring ourselves for the ILS 04. The weather is good, so no takeoff alternate is needed. We are not overweight, and other than that, should be good. That's the departure briefing complete. With that done, let's jump again into the airplane. Actually, we are already in the airplane. Call better pushback to connect. It's been a little bit weird with the 319 better pushback. I don't know why, but for some reason I haven't managed it to get to work. I don't know why again. Like, see? It's not working. And I don't know what to do, so gonna have to push back the old way. The old-fashioned way. Okay. Doesn't matter. Takeoff performance, I could compute that. We have a lot of margins. That's all great. Weight and balance is all set. All looking good. Avitab charts, checklists, and I want it... this one. Okay, cockpit preparation checklist, gear pins and covers are removed. Fuel quantity is 5.1 on board, is balanced, belts are on, ADRs. I'm just gonna check it very quickly. ADRs are all 3 on nav, so looking good. And bearer ref is 1019 set on all sizes. on all sides. So the cockpit preparation is complete. Next is gonna be the before start. So for now, what I'll do is I will... Oh, never mind, the jetway is already off. I don't know what's going on really with better pushback. I can remove the chocks, but before I remove the chocks, yeah, brakes are set. Remove the chocks, disconnect the ground power, beacon light's gonna come on. Let me try again with better pushback. I don't know why it doesn't work, but it only doesn't work with the Toliss. And I really wanted to hear the startup sequence, so this is annoying. Anyway. Let's do the before start. Parking brake is set, takeoff speeds and thrust, we've got 37, 39, flex 67, windows are closed, beacon is on. Before start checklist is complete. Zagreb ground, Croatia 380 on stand whiskey 3, request push and start.
Croatia 380, push and start approved, runway 04, QNH 1019.
Push and start approved, runway 04, QNH 1019, or Croatia 380. Very, very nice. So now I will use the pushback from this little plugin. Everything is set. Okay, we are clear for push. Brakes are released. Start the clock here. And we should be coming away. Now I will have to do the pushback myself. Come on. Away we go. And then we'll start the engines, because I really love to listen to the sound, the startup sound on the Toliss with the KOSP sound pack. Now, I'm not the best guy to do pushbacks. I'll try to do my best here. I really like how the livery looks on this small plane. Not too bad. Could be worse. Alright. Very nice. Pushback is complete. Parking brake is set. And we're gonna start the engines. So I'm gonna get quiet. Got oil. Let's start number 2. Ah, I love those sounds. Alright, start switch back to normal. APU is off, flaps is set, speed brakes up. We can switch this on. And check the flight controls. Pull up, down, neutral, pull left, pull right, neutral, rudder, pull left, pull right. Neutral, trim should be up 0.3, so that's set. I imagine we would have received the hand signal from the guy, and after start checklist, NTI is not required, status is checked. Pitch trim up 0.3%, and rudder trim is on neutral. So after start checklist is complete. Zagreb ground, Croatia 380, request taxi.
Croatia 380, taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 04 via Hotel and Foxtrot.
And taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 04 via Hotel and Foxtrot. Could we request Bravo intersection, Croatia 380?
Croatia 380, intersection Bravo approved.
Intersection Bravo, Croatia 380. Very good, lights are on. We're rolling, brakes checked, pressure 0. Away we go. Sync crash alert notice on. Oh boy, I had pizza for lunch today. I'm definitely overweight. Ah, that's good. Belgistel RD sounds worth $30 US. A serious question. Yes, they are. At least on my opinion. I think they are. Like, no jokes. I think they absolutely transform the soundscape for the Airbus. I used to use the BSS sound packs. I got them for the CFM and for the IAE, and it was really annoying because you basically had to have two separate folders, in order to use those. And with these ones, first it's one pack for all the 320 family, so no matter if you have a 319, a 321, a 320, if it's a Neo, if it's a CFM IE, it covers all of them. And for $30, man, I mean, I don't know, I really love this plane, and sounds are quite important in my opinion. So clear on the right. So yeah, I got those on discount. I think they were like 20 euros. So if you get those on the discount, it's going to be pretty good. They are some really, really good sounds. I mean, just listen to this. I mean, there's no sound pack that does that so well as this one. Alright, we're clear on the right, clear on the left. I want the terrain on Andy on both sides. Call the cabin crew, do the takeoff config test. It's green, and I'm gonna turn here by the left. I haven't flown the 319 for so long, it feels a little bit weird to me taxiing, because it's such a short airplane. Last time I flew Airbus was always 321. I really don't remember the last time I flew the 319. Okay, taxi checklist. Flight controls are checked. Flap settings 1+F is set. Radar protected wind shear is on and auto. Engine mode selector is on normal. ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. So the taxi checklist is complete. That's wonderful. And now I just need to get to Bravo. Add a little bit of power. I just love it. But for disclosure, because I always tell the truth, sometimes in some angles when you are transitioning from this view to the wing view, like this one, the sounds will... over to 12.8, Croatia 380, thank you very much, bye-bye. they will have like a cracking noise, which is a little bit annoying. I'll try to demonstrate it now on the departure. Maybe it will get fixed, but it hasn't for a while, so I don't know. But yeah, there is like, this is like the only problem with the sounds, but other than that, just put it in the folder, it works, and it sounds amazing. From the cockpit, from the wing view, from the engine view, just not in the middle engine position. That's like where it kind of has that little, I don't know, sound bug, whatever it's called. But other than that, man, completely worth it. Bill, I can tell, yep, I'm buying the 321 on the next sale. I'm considering getting the KOSP at the same time. Granted, I already listened to the demo video from Caspus a couple of times. Yeah, I mean, it's just great sounds. HMS Daring 1, yeah, agree, the KOSP sounds really transformed the aircraft, especially the 319 IAEs. Yep, actually, now that you speak about the IAEs, we were supposed to fly IAEs today, but because we are now doing the Rio flight, well, it's gonna be CFM. I don't mind, CFMs are cool. Alright. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Responder TARA, that's set. Get those strobes on. Put the lights out as well. This is Bravo. Clear on the final. Clear on the right side as well, so we can go. No ATC here. Zagreb traffic, Croatia 380, landing up runway 04 for departure via Knives 1 Whiskey to the south. Zagreb traffic. But like I said, the cracking during transition can be lived with, I guess. I mean, I can live with that. It sounds amazing nonetheless, so... Short plane. Don't forget about it. Alright, that was a nice lineup. Okay, takeoff's okay in chat, please. 50%. Chrono on. Forward pressure on the stick. Manflex 67. SRS, runway auto thrust blue. And the thrust is set. Airspeed is alive. Knots. V1 rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Nav. You wanna hear thrust reduction from the wing? How about that? Autopilot 1. Thrust climb, auto thrust. So let me move. Ah, I guess it got fixed. I don't hear the cracking. Or maybe it's like when you pull a lot of power. Maybe it's when you put a lot of power. Not sure. Okay, let's set hello 250. 250 is set, climb is set. 230 as per restriction, correct. Airplane is accelerating nicely. Sounds pretty good to me. S speed, climb 0, speed brakes disarmed, lights off. We are about 3,000 feet already. that below 7? Ah, that's below 7. I read the limitation wrong. But okay, because we have nobody else around us, literally. I'm gonna disregard that. I'm gonna go open flying flight level 250. No, and the sounds look good, or sound good in this case. We should receive soon a message about our off-block and takeoff times. And you know what? We have literally nobody around us. Let me see. Yep, there's literally nobody around us. So because this is all inside Croatia, kind of, I'm gonna overfly a little bit of Bosnia, I think, or maybe not. Maybe actually not. Yeah, we do overfly a little bit of Bosnia. So that means we probably have authorization to go through. I will go direct to the waypoint, which is going to be called on the arrival. It's 10,000 feet. Transition altitude standard is set and lights are off. Can go direct to Nupso. Execute. Now this will give us a little bit of a quicker time, which is good, but at the same time we have to prepare the approach. Here's the message. Chocks out 16:03 and takeoff 16:15 UTC time, which is really good. Okay, now I can set managed climb. That's great, and I am going to be focusing on the approach. So you'll have the controls. And we're going to go to the fix info and I'll start drawing some stuff. Actually, you know what, before I start drawing some stuff, I'm going to show you very quickly how the approach looks. So right now we're flying direct to Nupso, and we're going to be doing this approach, this arrival by here. To Chemex, Sierra Papa 701 to Lassul. Lassul is going to be our initial approach fix above 4,000 feet, okay? Now from Lassul, right here, I'm going to go straight to the Sierra Papa 509 and then to Nurat. Nurat is our final approach fix for the RNAV approach, because like in Madeira, this has a small RNAV approach. Basically just gets you from 3,000 feet to 2,000 feet, which is the minimum MDA, or obstacle clearance altitude, like they call it here, of 2,000 feet. So that means as we're going to approach, we're going to have to level off before that. Missed approach point is going to be Rarka. Would you have a speed limitation there? And max 170. We're going to have to fly all of this visually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of drawings here. I'm going to add some of these points here. Remember, we can only add 4 fixes. And I'm going to try to make my life easier by drawing this on the ND, so we can use it as an extra guidance to make the approach. Okay. So let's start. I'm going to close this now for you, and we're going to go into the fix info page and start drawing. So now, one very important thing as well is to know when to start the descent. And because our minimum descent altitude is 2,000 feet, right? But you'll have to have your turn, and you need to do your descent for the runway in order to be correctly stabilized, not to be too low, neither to be too high. So how do you do that? We'll see in a bit. First, I want to do the following. I will do sorry. I will do Sierra Papa 504. This one. I will draw a radial from it. Actually, I'm not going to draw any radial from it. I'm just going to leave it there. Then I'm going to add Sierra Papa 505. Actually, on this approach, we can add them all. And then Sierra Papa 506. And finally, I will add the runway itself. It's going to be runway 23, which is important. If you just use the identificator for the airport, it will use like the middle fix on the airport, and your distances or radials could be slightly wrong. And now I'm going to use the reciprocal for the approach, which in this case, let me see what it is. 045, so I'll use 045, and this will give us a radial out of the runway to have like a line extending from the runway. Okay, so let's see what did we add already. Did I turn the seatbelt sign off? No. No. Okay, so let's see. Flight plan. Drop it down. Zoom in. So, as you can see, from we're going to disengage the flight plan. We're going to pull heading. And we're going to fly inbound Sierra Papa 504. So this is going to be like the first waypoint. I could actually add a radial here, just to make it easier. To do that, let's go fix info. It's the first one, and radial will be 186 because it says that the course is 006. So the reciprocal, that's exactly it, and we're going to be following that. I can even add more radials there, but because I don't have any extra stuff to be added, that's just fine. From there, we're going to turn left over to Sierra Papa 505, Sierra Papa 506, and then over the runway. You can't see, but there is the line that's going to extend from the runway to help us to align ourselves with it perfectly, which is really good. And now, how do we know when to descend, right? And by the way, we are 1,500 feet to level off. So let me do full vertical speed, drop this to 1,000, and let it go slightly shallower, so that the level off is going to be smoother for the passengers. So on the 3 degrees path, like on an ILS or something, usually to lose 1,000 feet, you need to fly for 3 miles approximately. So because we will be descending to 2,000 feet, right, because that's our MDA, we just need to do 3 plus 3, it's going to be 6, so we need to start our descent 6 miles from the runway. And look how conveniently we do have all the distances from the visual points added. So 1.4, 1.4, 2.0, 2.9. So we want 6, we can add 1.4 and 1.4, that's going to be 2.8. 2.8 plus 2 is going to be 4.8. And that means that 6 minus 4.8 is going to be 1.2. So we need to start 1.2 miles from Sierra Papa 504, or before reaching Sierra Papa 504, like 1 mile. So I could add, there's Alt Cruise by the way, excellent, manage the speed, never mind, I don't need to add that. So we need to like start our descent 1 mile from Sierra Papa 504, so I could just add a radius here, 1 mile, and this will add a blue circle from the point where that 1 mile will be for us. So see, just before we touch that circle, that's where we can start our 3 degrees descent. Does that make any sense to you guys? Is it okay? Am I explaining good enough? I hope so. Alright, and from there we can just focus on maintaining our 3 degree glide path, descending, following the approach, and getting nicely aligned with the runway. I mean, look, we have only 1.4 miles to be aligned with the runway, so definitely Need to be careful with that. Now, let's check some weather. Wind is 309, so it's gonna be 70 degrees offset, so quite a bit of crosswind coming from the right side. QNH 1017, temperature 28. Sounds good. I need to start inputting this stuff into the box, and we need to do a very quick arrival briefing because we are just about to start the descent. So 1017, temperature 28, wind is 309. I'm gonna go with flaps full, and MDA is 2000. Set. Beautiful. I'm gonna use auto brake low, but just to be sure. Landing config full, brake mode low. Yeah, we do have plenty of distance, plenty of margin. I mean, it's not plenty, but it's fine. Landing distance requires 1,304, so with the factory distance 2,012, gives us a safe margin of 3,078. Why am I using auto brake low? Because I want to have lower brakes temperature because we're going to be doing the turnaround. All right, okay, let's do a very fast approach briefing. Basically, we've covered most of it already. So status, everything is fine, weather is beautiful, no temps are fine, ATS not required, terrain radar will be on both sides. Top of descent is going to start in like 3 minutes. We're going to be arriving via the Nipso 3 Yankee. So Nipso overflying above 160, Sierra Papa 705 above 7,000, Camex maximum 250 knots, Sierra Papa 701, and last sol above 4,000. It's going to be our initial fix. From there we go for the RNAV 23 visual. Last sol above 4,000, Sierra Papa 509 above 3,000, max 210. Really want to keep the speed correct already from this waypoint, or even before, because all of this is going to happen very quickly. And the route, very important to be at 3,000 feet at 185, because this is where we're going to catch the RNAV and start the descent. Then we're going to level off 2,000, continue until Rorka, and from there, if we can see the runway, which we should see because it's literally ceiling and visibility okay, so we have no clouds below 5, below 5,000 there's no clouds. I'm gonna pull heading, do a left-hand turn to Sierra Papa 504 on autopilot, finish configuring the airplane, landing checklist, and then once we have 1 mile to the runway, start the descent. In case we go missed, straight ahead to the Drvenic NDB to 3,000, max 210. That sounds good. Auto brakes are going to be low, flaps full, reverse max, probably backtracking, vacating via Alpha, which is like the first point to vacate. No special considerations apart from the close terrain and no other stuff. That's the brief complete. You're ready to go. Lots of action on this flight. Now let's go, we should be approaching, so let's set 15,000, thrust idle descent, right on the numbers. I'm going to set 4,000 feet initially, seatbelt sign is going to come on. And there's no descent checklist on the Airbus, now that I remember it. We don't actually need it. Okay. I just wanted to check if I have autosave on, just for safety. Very good. Very good. Lovely plane, lovely scenery. I think we were just doing so much that I kind of like didn't even look outside of the window, but Croatia is a beautiful country. Some really beautiful stuff. Dubrovnik is also in Croatia, if I'm not mistaken. That's another, it's another quite beautiful approach. It is not as difficult as this one. It doesn't have like a circling, I think, because one side it's ILS, on the other side I think you have a slight offset, but it's not hard. But yeah. Other than Not looking good. It's a bit cold on the cabin, 18 degrees, 18 to 90, so let's warm it up a little bit. Other than that, looks good. So airplane is complying with the restrictions. That's good. I want to drop just a tiny bit the display of the weather radar, correction, the terrain radar depiction, so it is not so overtly distracting. And we're looking good with the fuel. Let's see what's the prediction with the fuel. We're predicted to land with 3.5. That means if even something bad happens, like a go-around, we have basically a ton of fuel to compensate, which is very good. Also, an interesting stuff, just notice we have a little bit of tailwind, so we might need to be just aware that we might need to use some spoilers or something on the descent, but I don't think so. The airplane probably will do a good job. For some others that are slightly more slippery, that could be a potential problem. So just out of curiosity, I want to see how it looks here, the weather in X-plane. Yeah, exactly like the METAR. Very good. Very, very good. By the way, Belgastel, I don't know if you're still watching, but you said you are thinking about buying 321. Are you going to get the Neo expansion or not? Or just the base 321? Synchro Flight 97 X-Plane METAR is very good now. Oh yeah. I think they've really improved the weather depiction. It is not exactly 1-to-1 on all the places, but it's getting there. It's getting pretty good. Belgastel, yep. Neo later on. Okay. I just wanted to say that you will want to get the Neo anyways, so if you can get it already. And because like this is kind of what I had as a problem, because I only had the 319 for a very long time, and because the 319 doesn't have all the new stuff from the Neo, I found myself talking about stuff that I never experienced on the sim, like for example the FLS or the SLS, like all the new approach capabilities of the Airbus, basically on the Neo, and that's really cool. Belgastel, Neo is sexy though. I'm on a student budget. Yeah, it's good. You will want it because you will start to see that the Neo does some stuff that the base 321 or the 319 doesn't do. And you will want those things eventually. And I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, it's just that you will probably cross through that. And look at that view. Real time, real weather. What a beautiful day. And what a beautiful plane. I really like how the livery looks on it. It's very subtle, but very nicely looking. By the way, the livery link is on the description if you want to download it. And there is also a Star Alliance livery for Croatia Airlines. This is a special one, 35 years. 35 years of the airline, maybe? Not so sure. Alright, I'm going to assume that the transition level for this one is going to be 110 as well, because the transition altitude is exactly the same. It's 10,000 feet, probably it's going to be 10,000 feet across the entire country. So, yeah. but looking good. And the sounds are so nice. So get the full package, you will not regret it. Probably start to slow down at that point there. And as we will start to slow down, what will happen is we're gonna get closer to the minimum drag speed, and that will make us will make our descent a little bit more complicated. But nothing that we can't fix with the speed brake. So and now we are over the water. Past the purple dot, decelling to 250 knots, nice and smoothly. Airplane does a really good job here with the descent. On this slide, because I had so much to talk about, I didn't even want to manage all the stuff manually, so I'm just letting the airplane do its stuff to get me to 185 at to Nurat, because then we're gonna level off 2000 as we turn from Rarka at 170. That's when I'll just deploy the approach speed, put the gear down, configure the rest of the airplane. It's gonna be there. Because otherwise we're just burning extra fuel. And also I feel like we are right now 3,680 kilos. I feel like landing with 3,500 might be a little bit of an optimistic prediction, but I might be wrong. Also we passed the transition levels, so 1017, 1017, 1017, they are all reading the same. Good. Pro checklist, BRF is set, seatbelts are on, the minimums are set to 1000 feet MDA, auto brake is low, it's set as well, and engine mode selector is on normal. The Pro checklist is complete. 10,000 feet lights on. I'm seeing at last so 190 knots of speed restriction, speed constraint, but we don't have that. We have 210, so I'm going to clear that. Because it would otherwise slow us down to 190 over Lassul and then having 210 on the next point. Makes not a lot of sense. And you know what? We could actually proceed direct to Lassul from here. We would be a little bit high, but we would be fine. Let me go performance, activate and confirm the approach phase. Thrust goes to idle. Let's get some speed brakes. Set 3,000 feet. Save some time here. We just see if we have nobody around. Yeah, we don't have anybody around. No ADC as well. Good. Well, I guess it's a pity that speed brakes only deploy half with the autopilot on today. If I disengage the autopilot, you say they will deploy more than that. Interesting, let me confirm that. I think that's the same. No, I guess in flight they will always be the same. There we go, catched up with our altitude. VNAV, no LS push buttons were required. And we will be slowing down to the green dot speed now. So we're almost within the 210. Very good. Well, Gustav, I've heard a couple of Airbus pilots mention that weird. Interesting. That's something for me to check on the books. I'll have to look at that. All right, we are at the green dot speed. I love this sound. Oh, there's an overlay on the livery. Yeah, looks like so. Small overlay. Like I saw, I checked, it's only for the 320, 321, 319 and the blood speed brakes fully. There's another reason to get the 319 or the 321 instead of the 320. Okay, down we go, 3,000 feet is set. Next waypoint is going to be NORAD after Sierra Papa. Let's go already. Speed is checked. Flaps. And I'm going to go ahead and set 2,000 feet. We do have VDEV displayed already. Quick approach. Speed, final lap. Slow down below the 185. VFE minus 10, speed check, flaps 2. We'll get to 170 direct. Spoilers out. Not liking what the VDEV is doing, kinda. But we are within the limits. There's the airport, the runway, and this is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be turning over here for the circling. Yeah, this is what I kind of don't like in the Toliss. I think their RNAV's not very good. So because it is a visual, actually no, I'll try to show my point here. Can switch over to bird mode already. I can pull heading. In this case, it's going to be track. It will level off 3. Correction, 2,000.
2,500.
That's checked. kilometers, 0.5 of a mile, and let's go. Left-hand turn. Final approach speed. You're down.
100 above.
Brakes armed. That's done. Alt start. Speed checked. Flaps 3. And flight director's off. It's a lot of stuff doing for one person. Speed is checked. Flaps full. And from this point onwards, autopilot off. Maintain the 2000. Landing checklist. Go around altitude. 3000 feet is set. Cabin crew is advised. Make a memo landing no blue. Landing checklist complete.
Minimum.
Continue. We do have the runway in sight. A little bit hazy, but that's okay. Alright, and look, we are now touching the arc. The circle, the blue circle. So what I'll start doing is just a slight descent. Our ground speed is 134, so we're going to add a 0. It's going to be 1,350. Divide that by 2 is roughly minus 650. Yeah, minus 650. So we're going to initiate our descent and maintain minus 600 to minus 700. And this should get us pretty nicely aligned with the runway. Just make sure to always reference to the ground speed, okay? Yeah, the sun is not going to help us out for this visual approach. It's actually fairly realistic, to be honest. When you fly in real life and you have the sun like this in your face, this is exactly what you're going to be looking at outside. So to those who will say that this is not, to those who will say that this is not realistic, sorry, it is. Alright, we are 3 miles out of the runway. I can see there in the corner we are a little bit high. So let me do minus 1,000 feet per minute descent here a little bit. Like that. So we can lose some altitude. See, where's the runway? There's the runway. Checked. Let's maintain the minus 800 for a little bit more. A little bit high. We are stabilized. Clear to land. I feel like I should have started my descent just a tiny bit earlier. So now I'm just keeping the minus 1,000 as the limit. And we're still a little bit high. Ooh.
500.
Check. Let's see if I get there in time. There's one red.
400.
Wind is coming from the right, so correction is needed.
300.
Don't go more than minus 1,000.
200.
I want the second red. There's the second red. We can go back to the minus 700 roughly.
100.
There we go, on the path.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Right on the numbers. Speed brakes are up. Reverse is green. Decel. $70 knots. Reverse is out. Auto brake off.
Auto brake off.
Reverse is off. Switch on the brake fan already. Start the AP. Whew. Alright, let's do the backtrack here. We don't need to go all the way to the end. Perks of a small plane. 36 minutes of flight, not bad. And we landed just a bit, 80 kilos less than the fuel prediction of the MCDU, which is not bad. I think it was a bit too optimistic. Alright, spoilers disarmed, flaps up. Weather radar off. Terrain radar off. Lights off. Keep the strobes. Get out on the runway. And I can reset the flight directors back on for the next flight. Okay, 1.5 minutes already for the cooldown of the engines. I'm trying to not do any like high power settings now because I really don't want to brake more than this. So far we've kept our brake temperatures very low, and that's exactly what I wanted. Fly with Tobias. Do you also fly Boeing? Yes, I do. Belgistel, are you a pilot in real life? I am. I'm a student pilot. I do have a PPL license with night rating, and I'm right now on my instrument rating. Plan is to go to the airlines, so. Okay, we are clear on the left, clear on the right. There's nobody here, so I'm just gonna pick any gate. And I'll actually go to this one already. Why not? Strobe lights off. Taxi runway turn off as well off. And let's do a nice parking. Gonna be the marshaller. Brake set, lights are off, APU is running, APU bleed. We've got 3 minutes on the clock. Shut down the engines. Seatbelt sign off. Fuel pumps off. And one below 5%, beacon light off. Very good, transponder back to 2000. Oh, I didn't lock the door before departure. That's fine. Now we're gonna be departing via the air stair, and it's gonna be... It's good. Let's do a 9 minutes fast, and then I'll do an instant boarding.
Deboarding started.
Good. Very good. You should see the... yeah, doesn't harm. Lovely. Belgistel, oh, good luck. I'm considering starting my PPL this summer. Thank you, and you will love it. You will absolutely love it. Okay, arrival times. Got the arrival times. We saved -310. I never understand if the minus is to save or we actually burned more. Because, well, looking at this, I should have landed with... I don't know. Not bothered. Alright, very good. Should we see the replay? Let's watch the replay very quickly. And then I'll get to prepare the rest of the flight. I think the landing was a little bit bounced, just a tiny bit, but it was acceptable and was right on the numbers, which I'm really happy. And I felt like I started descending a bit later than I should. Yeah, just a tiny bit of jump there. Not used the 319. But it was good, it was on the spot. Let's see again. Touchdown markers. Yeah, just a tiny bit before. I'll leave you with this replay view. until I complete the preparation for the return flight, and then we get going. From here. Here we go. Lovely sounds. Bellicastel. I'm sure I love it. My wallet, on the other hand, well, you know, that's part of it. Even though it's hard, not much we can do. But I totally understand you. Even more than you think. I mean, the PPL is one thing. The other thing is the ATPL. It's a lot of money. But look, I do not regret it. It's what I want to do in life. And so far it's been amazing. I'm actually planning to do some videos with my flight school as well, so you guys can see like what's behind the scenes and stuff. Okay, let me pre-file the flight plan. Call sign's gonna be Croatia 319. And I'm gonna file the flight plan. Need 4.4 tons of fuel. I'll probably just go 4.5. And we are gonna go with 0 fuel weight 54.5. So again, it's gonna be the same. Bellicastel, see you.
Deboarding passenger completed.
Great, thank you. Just listen to this sound. Ah, so cool. Quite smooth braking. Nah, the smoke from the tires. We just wait until the flaps go completely retracted, and then we get back to the gate. And I'll start inputting the rest of the stuff. Flight plan is on. Everything is set. This return flight is going to be a lot easier. Oops. Alright, very good. APU is on. Let's keep that door open, please. Set the chocks. Good. Okay, in it. We'll go Lima Delta, Sierra Papa, Lima Delta, Zulu Alpha, Charlie Tango November 381. That's going to be the return flight. Our alternate is stand by. It is a different airport. Lima Delta Oscar Sierra. That's Glisa. Our cost index is 6. Flight level 200. And the temperature is -18. input that. Let's put already the weights in. So I needed 4.5. And for the weight is 54.5. Like that. Bit of an F distribution. Apply the settings, quick refueling, and because we have the refueling complete, let's put the seatbelt signs on. Fuel pumps back to on. So 0 fuel weight. 31 on the CG, block 4.5. Inserted flight plan, departure 23. Now I just need to open the departures now. The SIDs are now 23. Open that. And arrivals into Zagreb. We're gonna go for runway 04. Open. That's done. Okay, our departure. I lost it. Sermi 1 Victor. No transition, insert. From there we go to Mike 725 all the way to Rudik. Insert. From Rudik we are gonna do the Rudik to Zulu approach for ILS Zulu, and no transition. Insert. Wonderful. Let's just check that the route is actually how it should look. Departure is all correct, that is all correct, that is all correct, that's all correct. We're gonna have an ILS approach in Zagreb, so nothing significant. Progress page, I'll leave this empty. I'm gonna request the takeoff data for this one. Secondary, I'm just gonna copy the active. And I will do arrival. Now the wind was like 9. We'll see. I'm not gonna plan anything because depending on a malfunction we might have to return to split or we might not be able to return to split. So we'll see what's what. Maybe just in case. Just in case, I'll plan for the 2-3 visual. Okay, that's done. Performance uplink data. We probably will have to toga. Let's do a toga takeoff. Insert the uplink. Oh. Virtual pilot, hey, well done on the approach. It could be better. I think I should have started my descent a little bit early. I think I got carried away by talking about the descent but not actually descending, but I ended up catching it up. So that was okay. Alright, toga takeoff is set. We don't have an initial climb out here, so I will assume 11 or flight level 110 because we do have restriction above 105 and below 110 at the very end, which probably won't comply because there is no traffic here. That is on. I can start probably close some doors. And then we can jump to the before start checklist and to the briefing. So let's close the door. Can lock the door. I'll do beacon light on brake fan off. I'll leave the chocks on for now. Let's close that. Auto. Arm doors and cross check. And let's do the departure and arrival briefing because they have to be done basically at the same time. The only thing I want to do in the cruise is getting the weather information for Zagreb. I'm even going to set the minimus here for Cat 1, which is going to be 521. And I'm going to go with flaps 3. Sounds good. Okay. Not going to use the Toliss Hub plugin on this one. I'm just going to go straight in for the departure and arrival briefing. You guys are ready? Let's do this. So flying back, flight Croatia 381 from Split to Zagreb. No temps are fine, weather is looking the same, brilliant, anti-ice is not required, terrain radar will be on both sides. We are right now in Split, and we will be taxiing, we are in Split, we are parked on stand number 6 if I'm not mistaken. We're going to be doing the startup on stand and then taxi via taxi line 1 to Bravo for backtrack runway 23. The runway is going to be dry. We have a slight crosswind from the right. We will use flaps 1, toga takeoff, and we are going to be departing via the Sermi 1 Victor departure, basically straight ahead and a right hand turn to Sierra Papa 901, maximum 250 knots above 4,000, then to Sierra Papa 902 below 9,000, Sierra Papa 905 below flight level 110, and then to Sermi above flight level 105. Now, because we don't have any ATC, I will probably disregard the altitude restrictions. I'm just going to climb straight to the cruising level, flight level 200. No special considerations apart from the rising terrain to the north of the field. In case of abnormalities, the briefing is going to be the same. The only difference is that if we do have a significant malfunction after V1, we're going to continue straight ahead, climbing to 4,000 feet, and then assess the situation if we actually can return to Split, or we have to go somewhere else because the condition of the plane does not allow us to land in Split. Okay? Because this approach is actually a little bit challenging. Other than that, that's looking good. So let's jump to the arrival briefing. I will just check the weather here very quickly in Zagreb. So in Zagreb, the winds has changed a little bit, wind 200 at 4 knots. So we will see on the cruise if there is actually still the ATC, if we need to change the runway to the other side, so runway 21, correction 22. Temperature 27, 1019, because otherwise I prefer to go for runway 04. It will take us a little bit less time, save some fuel, and we can take a slight tailwind. Can go up to 10 knots. NTS not required, terrain radar will be on, and we are going to be arriving via at the Rudik to Zulu arrival. Coming from Rudik to Zulu, we have here, let me zoom in a little bit. Zulu Alpha 616, then Zulu Alpha 615 below 8,000 feet, then to Zulu Alpha 611, then to Axon, initial approach fix at 4,000 feet, and from there, from Axon, which is right here, we're going to jump to Kupka, above 3,000, max 185, and then all the way to the final approach point for the localizer, which we have to capture at 3,000 feet, and then go for the ILS. It's a 3-degree glide path, the minimum is 521, and in case of a go-around, we proceed straight ahead, climbing to 4,000 feet to the Zagreb VOR, and we're going to hold there, maximum 250 knots. That's going to be it. I expect to land with flaps 3, auto brake low, reverse use, and then vacate somewhere along Delta, because I'm pretty sure we won't not be able to vacate here on Charlie, so Delta will be good vacation point, so we have to actually ride quite a lot of runway there. Other than that, no other stuff required. That's the brief complete. Everything is set. It's time to go. Before start checklist, parking brake is set. Takeoff speeds and thrust we've got 31, 31, 35. No flags. Toga out of here. Windows are closed. Beacon light is on. We're clear to start. So I'm gonna reset the timer here. Reset the timer there. And engine mode selector to start. Let's listen again to those sounds because they're just so cool. Starting 2. Red light is on, starting 1. I love how you can hear the hydraulics powering up. Absolutely lovely. Got go, both starts nicely. Starter off and AP off. Flaps set, speed brakes aren't. Let's do a flight controls check. Pull up. Pull down. Neutral. Pull left. Pull right. Neutral, rudder. Pull left. Pull right. Neutral. Rudder trim is 0 and elevator trim down 0.2 is set. After start checklist, NTI is not required. Status is checked. Pitch trim down 0.2 set. Rudder trim is 0. After start checklist is complete. Set the lights on. Brakes are released. Let's go. Wait, did I not remove the shocks? Ah, I did not remove the shocks. Nice. Alright, brake check. Brakes work. Pedal pressed. Pressure 0. Added a bit of power to accelerate the plane. Out of the stand. Now let's get to Bravo. Get out of here. Do a little bit of hand flying on this one. And I hope I can do a better landing on this one to Zagreb. Not adding power on purpose because otherwise we would blow everybody behind us on the ramp. So I'm waiting until I turn the airplane away from the ramp and then add power. Like that. Now we can get rolling. Alright, I think I submitted the flight plan. I did not connect to VATSIM though, that's my mistake. So that's done. Let's do auto brake set, cabin crew checked. Takeoff config set. And yeah, wind shear, protection and weather radar. Text checklist. Flight controls check, flap setting, we got 1+F. Radar and protected wind shear is on. Engine mode selector is on normal. AK memo, takeoff no blue. Text checklist is complete. Going into the runway, let me just confirm nobody around us. Yep, nobody around us. Those strobes are on. Transponder is on. Clear in the front. Would be clear to go. Try to be careful with the brakes. I don't want to heat up the brakes too much. Clear on the left. Yes, it is. Beautiful. Yeah, see? Did you notice? Did you notice how my frame rate just dropped as we rolled into the runway? There is something wrong with X-Plane and its runways. I don't know why, I don't know how, but there is something wrong with the X-Plane runways, because it just starts to, like, your performance drops as soon as you put the airplane on the runway. That is so weird. Okay. Let's do a lineup checklist, take off runway. I'm gonna confirm, well, it's the correct one. It's runway 23, TCAS, STA, RA, PAX 1 and 2. I'm gonna leave those on. Temperature's looking good in the back, so... Let's do a roller. Let's do a roller takeoff. Let's do a roller takeoff. Yeah, doors there aren't. Everything is good. 11,000 feet. Flight level 11 is set. Let's get the lights on. Do a backtrack. Takeoff's okay in chat if you remember the channel. And also, if you're watching, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel, because YouTube algorithms and stuff. Yeah, takeoff okay. Let's go 50%. It's stabilized. Set the chrono, forward pressure and the stick. Mantoga SRS. Nav is blue, outer thrust is blue. Thrust is set. Airspeed is alive. Listen to those sounds. 100 knots. V1, rotate. Positive climb. You're up. Nav. I just want to see it fly by. Rocket ship. Love this airplane. Just climb out of thrust. When coming from the right side, as expected. Let's pull for open climb. Set flight level 200. And let's hand flight to level 150. what a lovely view. Speed flaps 0. Speed brakes disarmed. Lights off. Let's do the turn from the wing view. Oh, look! Hot air balloons. Funny. I mean, I'll try to turn from the wing view. It's just following flight director, shouldn't be too difficult. Should have done a high-res ortho photo for this area. Or maybe it's just my settings. Maybe it's just... Maybe I forgot to reset the settings to hide extras. Probably that's it, because I had it on high. I absolutely love the sounds. Passing 9,000. We're gonna run through 10,000 lights off, seatbelt sign off. Oh, transition altitude, QNH, standard set 1, 2, and 3. Looking good. What a lovely departure. Alright, from this point onwards, we're basically flying in a straight line. So I could say we actually got to flight level 150. Autopilot 1. And let's do direct maybe to the ILS, why not? I mean, let's go direct to final. This could totally be possible. Let's go direct to Exxon, which would be like the dream. Exxon, direct to insert, let's go. Here we go. Synchronized Flyer 907, how many members does the channel have so far? That's an interesting question. Because you guys were amazing and you added a bunch, you gifted basically a bunch of subscribers, a bunch of passes for the crew member. I think it was like 23? Let me confirm. Wait, I think I should be able to see that. Give me a moment, please. At this time, exactly, 23. So, because you basically like gifted, I think you gifted 15. Yeah, you gifted 15 crew member passes, which was amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alright, wonderful. We are climbing out of Split. Beautiful weather. Let's go to performance page. Let's insert all the data regarding to Zagreb. And also, yeah, we don't have any ATC in Zagreb so far, so I am gonna expect runway 04, because I can absolutely take that wind, especially because it's variable between 150 and 240. So let's go 10. Oh, we're already on the cruise level. Cool. 101. I thought that was some problem. Temperature is 27. Wind is 200 at 4. And I just entered the destination data. Config 3 is selected. Engage the flap 3 data. And let me go here to landing performance. We'll reset this and compute. As you can see, we have almost, I mean, we have 777 meters of margin, so that's wonderful. And because we are flying like that, I'm just going to go 300 knots. Auto brake low. I think I talked about everything on the briefing, so sounds good. Synchro 97, so we'll reach 1,000 by the end of the year. I don't think so, but what I would like to reach though is 8,000 subscribers. That's something I'd like to reach, because basically I started streaming again. I had 7,000, and I've been like, I came back to streaming about a year and something ago, because let me see. Yeah, no, actually that was about, I think I started like October last year. That's when I started streaming again. And so we made the takeoff visual approach on the Embraer E190. That was actually pretty cool. That's another cool approach in this area, because Tivat is not very far from here. And so from October last year, that was less than a year then. I'd like to see the exact date though. No, 7th of October of 2023. So actually 1.5 years ago I started streaming. And when I started streaming, I basically had 7,000 subscribers. So right now I have 7,440. And those 440 were the ones that joined after I started streaming again. And so it will be amazing to reach 8,000 by the end of the year. But again, I mean, yeah, it's cool to see that grow, but it's not like my biggest concern. I just want to do this. I know why I want to do this. It's like one of my own reasons. I just want to do it because I like it. And I like flying on the sim, I like aviation, and now that I actually am already a pilot in real life and still learning constantly new stuff, I just wanted to share that. And sometimes it's just boring to fly alone. I mean, you're just sitting here at home, like I would be sitting right now, right here, completely alone. Of course, I can have friends to fly with, and sometimes I'll still do that because YouTube cannot replace that. But at the same time, most of the times when you fly, you are alone. So, the famous 19.9 FPS again. So, yeah, that's kind of like why I did YouTube from like the very beginning. Like I wanted to not be alone when flying, because it is so cool and I love to share experiences and so on. So Synchro 97, I'm still happy for you, and we need to get Tazzy to subscribe. Don't worry about it, man. He has a lot of stuff as well to do, so, and he's also doing the channel, so don't worry. If you want to subscribe, but It's not a must, of course. But if you do, thank you. So yeah, that's like, I don't know. That's why I like YouTube, because you can do this kind of stuff. I could talk to you. I meet a lot of new people, new friends. I don't know. It's just so much going on, and new opportunities as well. And I learned so much doing this stuff, because you know, it's like, okay, I don't want to simply fly from A to B. I want it to be interesting, so I'll try to bring something up on the streams that will be interesting. It's either going to be an approach, it's either going to be like something from the real life, maybe some new rule, maybe a special technique, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes we could just do it for fun, of course, like we did with the Piper, for example, or the SR22. But most of the times it's like, it makes me push myself, which is great, and I really like that. So I kind of must say thank you for all of you watching, because it makes me explore, makes me learn as well, and cross so many airplanes. Like, for example, the BAE 146, I'd probably never get that airplane if it would not be for YouTube, because it's like, okay, it's a new plane. I think I might do something different with it for the channel. People might benefit from that, I might benefit from that. And then I got it, it was like, okay, this whole new world, new airplane, new systems, new flows, new way of thinking. What can I do with it? And then it's like, yeah, you can fly to this place, you can fly to that place, you can do this and that, and it's so cool. And play the 767 new textures with FT-Sim sound pack is amazing. FT-Sim sound pack, I do have it. I bought it for the 757, but I don't have the 767. It's on the look. I think I've already talked on this, and Syncrash Flyer 297 especially remembers it, because he's been teasing me with the with the 767 for a while. There was a video that I looked at on another channel called Skylight Productions. I think that's it. He basically makes full flight videos as a passenger, and I really love those videos. And he has a video of a 767 departing from somewhere in Japan. It was like a mountainous area, very green, and the sound of that engine was just so amazing, and the feel of that old airplane. And I really like the 757. Speaking of 757, we haven't flown the 757 in a while. There's your descent. So because I hit a little bit early, the airplane will maintain minus 1,000 feet per minute until we cross the descent path. So yeah, 767, one day I'll get it, because it's definitely on my interest list, but right now I have other priorities. I'd probably prefer to get the Toliss 330 burst. The A330, because the A330 has some stuff from the Airbus, like the D-Rames, the digital radio panel, basically, that the 320 family started to get now, but does not have in the Toliss. And also, it's just because like the 330 is becoming a more popular airplane. That'll be an interesting type to fly. So I'll see. Syncrash Flyer 297 Concorde. Very honestly, I started to get interested in the Concorde, like very, very honestly. But then, I saw that video that Snack sent me of the power up of the Concorde, and man, like I can deal with an engineering panel like on the 720. Maybe even on the 747 if I get it, if I ever get it, which I doubt, to be fair. But maybe we'll see. But man, that Concorde engineer's panel is just overkill. and I have to learn stuff from the real world. I have SOPs to learn from my flight school for different planes. Like right now, I basically can fly 3 different airplanes. And while you might think, well, it's a small general aviation airplane, to actually be proficient, you need to remember quite a lot of stuff. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's like the basic stuff. And then we have SOPs, so each SOP requires you to do this, this, and this, and say that, that, and that. And they're kind of all similar, but you have small differences. And it's always good to be inside of the loop, so I need to remember those. Plus, I need to remember all the legislation stuff, all the like theoretical part of aviation. I'm giving lessons as well to students, and then I do all of this stuff, and I try to fly the airplanes as good as possible. So I try to go into the manual, I try to see what's the procedures, what is this, what's that, and then if I start just telling what the list of airplanes that I already fly, it's quite big, and it's becoming hard to remember all of them. So mastering the Concorde, and I would like to master it, or I mean, not master, but at least like fly it quite decently. Man, I would spend a lot of time and a lot of brain power. Especially because I guess it's gonna be over-engineered, as you guys like to joke about British stuff, like the BAE, for example. I'm definitely sure that some of the stuff on the BAE is over-engineered. It could be a lot simpler. Man, that would take a lot of power out of my brain. Now, I'd prefer to save that brain for something that actually is slightly more important to me right now. In the future, with more free time, more like availability, should I say, I'm gonna get the Concorde. I think it's an impressive plane, and it can do some impressive stuff. And just like looking from the historical part of it, I think it would be very, very interesting to experience. So it's not a closed option, and let me tell you, I would definitely jump for the Concorde more than the 747-200, just because the 747-200 is just another airplane, and the Concorde is very different. Alright, we got a wind change, 180 at 3. So this one actually kind of benefits us. Variable between 080 and 230. Temperature is 26, so it's starting to drop. QNH 1019er, so that's still the same. Very good. So yeah. And plane, finally it feels heavy, not like styrofoam. Did it have that problem, the 76, really? Because like the 757 actually sometimes felt maybe a little bit too heavy. Crash flyers, the 75 has become... yes, the 75 has an update too, but they didn't put the new textures yet on the 75, so I'm still waiting. And plane, Toliss A319 textures are horrible, to be honest, not worth the price, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, and plane, I totally agree with you, but if I ever get the Toliss A319, I want to get that airplane to gain, to get used to the airplane, because this is how I'm thinking. When I finish my ATPL course, I can apply to any airline, or like you could apply to any airline theoretically, as long as you fit the criteria, right? And by the way, we cross transition level, so QNH 1019er. Like I had colleagues, the altimeters are reading the same, and we are approaching 10,000 feet, but that's going to be in a minute. Just a second approach, checklist, barrel revs set, seat belts are on, minimums. 521 is set, auto brake is low, and engine mode selector is on normal, and for whatever reason, I'm going to get kicked out of Benson. Yeah, just for no reason. Anyway, there's 10,000, let's get the lights on. And I had colleagues, flight instructors and so on, that actually went to be first officers on the 777 and even on the 747. So I'd like to get as much experience as possible on most of the planes that I can get around that are modern. And while the 330 is basically an A320, it still has some small changes on the cockpit, and especially on the way it flies. And so it would be good to just have it like an idea to fly. So that's why I'm thinking about the 330. 767 sounds aren't the best, but it's satisfying enough for simulation. The engines are way too soft. What do you want to say? Oh wait, LS push buttons. Of course we're going for the LS. What do you mean when you say too soft? Concorde takes so much getting used to. 747 engineers panel isn't bad once you learn it. I know, but it's like, you know, if you want to get something different, I'd go for the Concorde. King Air 350 is harder to fly than airliners and plane. I love flying the King Air, both the 350 and the C90B, and if you haven't tried the freeware C90B, I highly suggest you to do so. Both versions, either the G1000 or the analog GNS, both are really good. Synchronized 97, that's understandable and comprehensible, but you never know. I lost your thoughts, sorry. You never know. What are you saying about what are you talking about exactly here? And flying Concorde is okay for me, but it's those Russian planes I'd never even attend. I totally understand you. Let's say I cursed so much when I was learning the Tupolev 134. It's just like, it's just incredible. Even like a friend of mine, when trying to learn the 154, said to me like, I now understand why the Soviet pilots were always so pissed. I mean, how can you not be pissed with that airplane? So. Toliss needs a new team for texturing. System depth is great. I don't know, maybe in the future they will get that. I don't think they will stop evolving, and so far the direction that they are taking, especially, I mean, in my opinion, I think they are doing everything right, because they are prioritizing systems more than graphics. While graphics are important as well, I think in the first place it's very important to get the systems right. And it looks like they're looking at the bigger picture, because they're getting deals from Airbus and full, like those big physical simulators, and that's where the big money is. So they are definitely doing a great job, and I support how they are doing this. So if they do like a bad texturing plane, but amazing systems, cool. If with time they'll improve the airplane, even better. So we'll see. Engines on the flight factor 767 aren't loud enough, especially for exterior view. The Toliss 742 has amazingly loud engine sounds. Are you talking about the FT Sim as well, or just the normal ones? Synchro Slide 97 about new planes for X-Plane. Makes sense. Guys, let's fly this approach manually. I'll autopilot off. I'll keep the flight directors on for now. Or, you know what? Let's do flight directors off. Bird mode on. Ah, god damn it. Should have activated the approach phase. Approach phase on. And bird mode is on. No, flight director is not required. I'm gonna set 4,000 feet. And let's go fly it. We have to cross Son above 4,000. I think I can activate the approach. No, I can't. Flight directors are off. Never mind. And let's fly the rest of the approach manually. Keep the 4,000 feet here. Start a right-hand turn. Do a raw approach. Localizers are going to come alive in any moment, I guess. Yeah, there's localizer. Should have kept the turn. Okay, we can now start shallowly descending to 3,000 feet, and let's go flaps 1. Doing a very shallow descent, so we can actually drop some speed, because we have a speed restriction of 185 coming up. Cabin crew seats for landing. And let's do the old-fashioned way, like that. Straight ahead. 4,000 feet set. As light slope alive. Practice a little bit of hand flying. I need to get into the localizer though. There's 180. Wind is coming so slightly from the right. And we will maintain 3,000 feet. Yeah, the controls in Russian planes are so terrible. One guy is flying and one controlling the throttle with both hands, terribly ugly green cockpit as well. I kind of agree with you, to be honest, on everything. FTC sounds quite soft, haven't tried normal. Okay, I see. There's the glide slope, let's start intercepting. Flaps 2. Let's go auto throttle off as well.
$2,500.
Checked. Keep descending. Like that. Auto flight, auto throttle off, that's fine. Give it out.
2,000.
Speed brakes aren't, lights on, speed is checked. Let's go flaps 3. Go around 4,000 feet is set. Final flaps of flaps 3. So, landing checklist. Go around altitude 4,000 feet set. Cabin crew advised. Income memo. Landing no blue. Landing checklist is complete. We're all good. .145 on the ground speed, so that's going to be minus 700 roughly on the vertical speed. And let's keep now minus 700. You will see that we will not deviate from the... oh wait, I forgot that we had the auto thrust off. Got so used to just having the hand on my throttle without moving it. Almost got a speed there. Okay, let's go roughly 55 to be stabilized. We are a little bit fast now, so let's correct that. Crosswind is coming from the right. Yeah, look at that. Ground speed 141 right now. Minus 700, that's what I'll try to keep. And so far within the limits. Now there is a little bit of tailwind, as you can see. Yeah, 5 knots. Yeah, component probably like 2.5 knots. Not too much. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, cool. This one was a hand flying practice. And no,
500.
Look at the wind going.
400.
Well within the limits, stabilized. Everything's looking fantastic.
300.
That's a big antenna down there.
100 above. 200.
Bit low correcting.
Minimum.
Continue.
100.
Get that center line.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Get brakes up. Reverse green. Decel. $70 knots. Reverse is out.
Auto brake off.
Manual braking. Welcome to Zagreb, from where we departed. Start the chrono. Start the APU. Vacating as by plan. Smoked the brakes, but landing was okay-ish. Weather radar off. Very good. Clear on the left, clear on the right, no traffic. Let's go to the gate. Surprised Toliss doesn't have an auto-throttle disengage or tiller disconnect from rudder. Toliss or Thrustmaster? Floaty but smooth. Yeah. You know why? Why floaty? Because of the tailwind. That's what happens when you get a tailwind. That was fairly realistic. I really wanted to make a smooth landing, so I was kind of holding it the whole way. I knew we had plenty of runway, so good. Recommendation for traffic mod. To be honest, I don't use any. I found VATSIM. VATSIM can be quite heavy on FPS, but other than that, I have no idea. Sorry. Yeah, smoke the left brakes a little bit. I'll get the chocks and brakes released, so but yeah, that tailwind, that variable tailwind was a little bit hard to get the center line. Oh, Toliss, no throttle disconnect button, also no tiller disconnect. Oh, really? Not even on the settings? Now that's weird. That's something they should add. Yeah, also use VATSIM between deciding between World Traffic Tree or Traffic Global. Ah man, sorry, I don't use any of those, so I have no idea if any of those is good. Taxi light off. After landing was complete. Dude, you won't be driving there? Come on. Yeah, I thought so. Get off there. Brake set, lights off, APU available, 3 minutes on the clock. Shut down the engines. 44 minutes, 33 minutes of flight. Time, seatbelt signs off, pumps are off. And one below 5. Beacon light off. Transponder standby. And unlock the doors. Disarm doors, that's what I would like. Is there disarm doors? Probably not. Ah, wait, it disarmed it automatically. Good. Alright, chrono stop, reset, 44, that's set, that's set. Parking checklist. Let's get those chocks. External power. Wait, let's just do the, I want to see how I landed. I want to see how I landed before we shut down the APU. And then we're gonna finish the stream. Okay, I floated quite a bit, but I think it was still within the zone, so... that was a lot of float. It was very smooth. Okay, wait, stop. Go back. Yeah, it still has the markers there. Slowly. Yeah, there we go. That's the touchdown within the zone. So, sounds good to me. Looks good to me. That shadow is a little bit cut. Me trying to catch the center line. Was it off? Was it way off or not? Okay, look. Here we are. A little bit off center line. You can see we're slightly on the left side of it. And now I start to flare. Look, this is the wind change as well. It pushes us to the right side, and I try to correct. And look at us drifting. And this is where we touched. So, not too bad. Not too bad. That was pretty good. Oh, that looks quite good as well. Alright. Try to move it to the same place. Also, I love the shutdown sounds, by the way, from the wing view. They are incredibly nice. I don't know why is the hydraulic pump so loud now. Probably because of the door. Definitely bugged somewhere. Just listen to the shutdown sounds, they're so cool. The ground service is still in the same place. Such a great sound. Alright, finish that. Let's now do the parking checklist. Parking brake or chocks. We do have the chocks. I can remove the parking brakes, so this way we can cool down the wheels a little bit faster. I'm gonna also attach the jetway. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, never mind. It lagged, so I got scared. Engines are off, wing lights are off, fuel pumps are off, parking checklist is complete, securing the aircraft, oxygen. What? Ah! Off. Emergency exit lights, I'll keep those for now. EFB is off, batteries off. We'll keep the rest of the stuff for now. I'll just remove the oxygen. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed these 2 small flights from Zagreb to Split and that visual approach. I highly suggest you to try it out yourself because it's really fun for some hand flying and for, I don't know, for some Airbus skills. And yeah, I hope to see you next week. I hope on next week I'm finally making that interesting video with the BAE 146. So it will all depend on how is the weather tomorrow in that very special place. So we'll see. Thank you so much guys for being here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the video. Subscribe if you want to, and yeah, I wish you a rest of a great weekend and a good start for the next week. By the way, if we have the ground power, why won't we switch off the APU? And we'll leave the brake fans on, even though they are annoying. Anyways, beautiful airplane, beautiful live stream, beautiful flight. Thank you so much guys, you're awesome. Bye bye. Stay great.